delighted to be here today in a conversation with the artist Bill Adair, whose work is featured at Montgomery College in an exhibition called Reflections, Mentor and Protege. I know the exhibit includes your work as well as selections of other teachers who have influenced you as an artist over the years. I know you're a painter, you're a gilder. I also know you as a poet and also as a historian. What first drew you when you were a younger person to the creative life?
Well, I got my first A in art in high school, and that was an indication to me that someone, one of my teachers, thought that I was exceptional in this, and I loved it. So when I went to Montgomery College, I began my art career there.
At Montgomery College, were you introduced to materials there, techniques? What kind of studies did you do at Montgomery College that were art-related?
Well, I started off with advertising arts, and I had some really good teachers who tried to steer me in the right direction. Alan Marsh was an art history teacher who turns out was also an artist and talked about materials and techniques in ancient Renaissance world that I knew nothing about. Joan Rosenstein, my design teacher, tried to get me on course in terms of thinking of art as a career. And then Blaine Larson, my drawing teacher, taught me that the most important thing an artist can do is to draw, to constantly draw. Wow. So I adopted that as my daily routine.
I think Bill Adair is a wonderful example of a protege surpassing his mentor. I am humbled when I look at Bill's accomplishments. He is not only an amazing human being, a wonderful human being, but an incredibly talented artist and a master craftsman. And I'm just delighted that I had some small part of his development.
So it was a significant foundation for you, personally speaking, to be there, to be inspired like that at Montgomery College?
Well, it was terrific because I really hadn't planned on going to college. This was 1967, and I was going to hitchhike to California. And my dad convinced me that it would be a good thing before I went on the trip to at least spend a little bit of time with my friends and my colleagues and to pursue something that I loved, and that was art. And so with that encouragement, I enrolled at Montgomery College. And of course, the way things go, 10 years later, a wife and a baby and mortgages and payments, I decided that I would pretty much start my own company in gilding and frame making and conservation while I pursued my art. And so I went back to my teachers constantly. I was never out of their reach. And I continually used them as sounding boards, as my friends, as my mentors. And so I continued the relationship with the art community, with my teachers, and I began to collect their work. So I became inexorably attached to my teachers and their ideas.
In putting together this exhibition, it's not always obvious where the link is between the mentor and the protege. It's much harder to see specific things, visual, concrete evidence within the work that's made. And I do think it's interesting, though, as we started to go through the work, to select specific mentors of Bill's and the specific works, and then to find work that Bill's done that sort of demonstrates some sort of link. And as you look longer, you start to see little things that come out. And it was very interesting to watch the different pieces sort of start to pair up, to definitely find little elements, tiny little things that are in a painting of Bill's and say, wow, you know, there's something about that color or the way that mark is made or the overall form that is reminiscent of something that we see in one of the mentor's pieces. And there were lots of those little elements that were visible in the artwork.
The ideal mentor is someone who teaches you to think rather than you imitating their work. And so that was an important distinction.
Which is very nice because you're still being informed by your mentors, whether they're here or not, in what you then transfer on.
It's the continuity of the art form and passing it forward.